Hi readers, this is Miss Roberts here, and today we're going to talk about text structures. We're going to talk about common nonfiction text structures to look out for as we start to get into nonfiction books. And first I want to talk about the word structure. So the way that we're going to think about the word structure is how something is set up. So if we think about buildings, there are lots of different kinds of buildings. In a school building, it's structured by having different hallways. All grade levels are in the same hallway. We have a big cafeteria. There are playgrounds outside. We have a gymnasium and a big library. That's how our building is structured or set up because buildings are made for learning. So books are set up in different ways, so authors of nonfiction books can teach us different things. So we're going to talk about 8 different nonfiction text structures, and the first one we're going to start with is the all about. So an all about text structure would be all about one topic. Each section could be about something new, and an example of that might be an all about book about tigers or baboons, and these books would tell us all about these animals, where they live, what they eat. A how-to text structure might be a book, How Crayons Are Made or Flying a Kite. These books would teach us all about how to make a crayon with each step and all the steps that it takes to fly a kite. There are also list text structures, and a list text structure might be something like things to do in a rainforest, and it would just list out all the different things that you could do if you were visiting a rainforest. A list text structure might be a book like Ways to Help the Earth, and these books would teach someone all the different ways that people could help the earth. These books would probably include a lot of examples to help readers learn more. The next text structure that we're going to talk about is a categories. So a categories text structure might be a book like Types of Whales or Landmarks of the World. These books would teach us all about the different types of whales. They would teach us things that are the same and different about the different whales. A book about landmarks would teach us the different types of landmarks in the world. It might teach us the history of those landmarks and where they are in the world. So the next one we're going to focus on is the timelines or life cycles. So books that use a timeline or life cycle text structure might be something like The Life of Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King Jr. These books would teach us what Abraham Lincoln did throughout his life. For example, what he accomplished before he was a president and while he was a president. A life cycle book would teach us the life cycle of an animal or a plant. Another type of text structure is pros and cons. So a pros and cons book might be titled, Should I Get a Puppy? This type of nonfiction book would teach us the pros or like the positives of owning a puppy and the cons or the negatives of owning a puppy. The next one we're going to talk about is the cause and effect text structure, which is down here. This type of nonfiction book might be a book about pollution. This type of book would teach us what causes things like pollution and then teach us how it affects the earth. It would also probably teach us ways that we could help. The last nonfiction text structure we're going to talk about today is a question and answer text structure. Books that use a question and answer text structure might ask a question like, how can we help the earth? And then that book would teach us everything that we can do to help our earth. So those books would definitely start with a question, and then the information you learn would be in the answer part of that. So here's the chart. This chart is also in our lesson plans for the week, and so you can use that to help you with your activities today, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday.